Welcome back to another episode of Research and Rabbit Holes with your girl, Lauren Nicole, your cousin, sister, friend, and your friendly neighborhood librarian. Did you know that you can stream movies similar to a Hulu or a Netflix or any of the other streaming services for free through the library? Now, obviously, you would have some limitations, but it's still something. And for those who maybe have had to tighten the budget a little bit on your subscriptions, you can still watch quality movies. And so today we are talking about Kanopy. Kanopy is a platform that features documentaries, feature films, movies produced in some of the well-known production houses such as A24, and even foreign language films. So with your public library card, you can create an account and access the movie collection that your library system has. So with the Jacksonville Public Library, the way that it works is that you get 10 credits per month. They don't carry over, but they do renew each month. Very similar to your Hoopla. And remember, with Hoopla, you can borrow movies with your limited number of borrows for the month as well. So in Kanopy, each of the movies has a certain number of tickets that it is going to use. So if it takes 2 tickets or 3 tickets or 1 ticket, you get up to 10 for that month, and then it will let you know how long that borrowing period will be. Now, for my parents and for kids, there is a Kanopy Kids. So you can set your Kanopy to kids for content that is appropriate for children ages 2 to 8 years old. And Kanopy Kids content does not use tickets. So for you all that have younger children, your children can access that content unlimited per month, which I'm sure is a relief for many people. So the kids can have a great time and watch whatever movies that they want to watch, and then you can still have your 10 borrows all to yourself. And if everyone in the house has their own library card, then they can have their own Kanopy account. And so if you have your 10 tickets and the next person has their 10 tickets, then you might have more opportunities to watch more things in a month. All right, so we're going to jump in and navigate the website to show you how to use Kanopy. All right, so here we are back at the Jacksonville Public Library website. And so when it comes to Kanopy, you can download it as an app, but today we are going to use the web version. So I'm clicking on this digital library option here on the main page, and I'm just going to scroll on down to Kanopy, and then it says read more. So we're going to go to read more first just to get a little bit of information. And it says stream the world's best films and award-winning documentaries instantly and for free with Kanopy from your library. Watch on your computer, download the mobile app, or stream directly these TV devices: Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV and AirPlay, Roku, Chromecast, and Samsung TV. So you have quite a few options in terms of how you want to stream this, whether you want to do it on your phone or your computer or your Fire Stick or your projector, right? So you can really have fun with this and make it like a whole movie setup the way you would with any other streaming service. Each month, you will receive 10 tickets, as I described before, and the tickets will reset on the first day of the month, okay? As you browse for titles, you'll see the number of tickets required to watch each title and how long you have to watch it without using new tickets. For episodic titles like TV series and the great courses, you'll also see how much content the tickets unlock. For example, season 1 or all, okay? Stream smarter. So it just lets you know that customers have access to more than 30,000 films and some of the popular production houses that you can access with this: PBS, I mentioned A24, Magnolia, and indie films. And then this is that blip on Kanopy Kids that I mentioned earlier, okay? So you want to go to jackspubliclibrary.org or check out your local public library website to see what the rules are for using Kanopy through your library system. So today I'm going to go ahead and click on Kanopy. And this is going to be, here's that little privacy pop-up. And this is where it prompts me to add my library card. Now, if you were using another library card, say you have more than one library card for multiple systems, which is a thing, which is something that we'll talk about at some point, that you can access other library systems resources if you have a physical card or even a digital card. So you would actually be able to click this link to find a different library, and with your library card for that system, access that system's collection. Remember, some library systems are larger than others, and so you may have more options from one library than you do from another. So here I'm going to click add a library card, and I'm going to go ahead and enter my information, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once you enter your library card information, then you will have to create an account. Now, for me, I already had an account, so I had to go reset my password. But now that I'm logged in, here is that initial window saying, Welcome to Kanopy. You'll get 10 tickets each month to watch films for JPL. Films appear on your continue watching list with the remaining time in your access period. And then you have Kanopy Kids. All right, so once I logged into my account, then I was prompted to verify my email address. So once I checked my email address and followed the link, I then had to log into that account again to verify my email address. So there are a couple of steps involved when you are first accessing Kanopy. Okay, so now this is the landing page. You have this carousel going by that's featuring films and collections that you can watch, and then the different categories. So a serving of foodie films, top films this week, top series this week, new releases. You can develop a watch list, and you can see the newly added films and that kind of thing, right? You just kind of keep going to see what's available there. Now you have your search bar here at the top. You can always search for different options. And what's cool is you can sort or filter by what you want to see. So if you start typing a search for something that's not there, then it just simply won't come up. So here's an example. If I do The Lion King. Oh. Okay, so it does not have The Lion King. It's trying to give me the next best thing based on the keyword king. So maybe you only have a couple of words from a movie title that you can remember, or one or two words. Maybe you don't remember a whole movie title, and or you're just looking for a category. You can type it in the search bar and see what comes up and what's available. Now, let's see here. You can sort by title, A to Z, Z to A, most popular, most relevant, recently added. And you can also choose based on tickets. So say you're at, mid-month, the end of the month, and you only have 3 tickets left. You can filter for 3 tickets or less. You can filter for those movies that are not going to take as many tickets. You have your genres, and then you have languages and even the caption languages. So maybe you want to watch it in one language, but you want to read it in another language. That's another thing. Closed captioning available. Limit to those films that have that closed captioning. And then you can limit for public performance rights. So because of copyright law, there are rules about showing certain films in front of audiences and whatever the context of that might be. So watching a movie within the privacy of your own home versus holding an event and then using one of these movies to stream at the event has different legal connotations, and I'm not going to get into that, but just know that that's what that means. And so if you toggle that on, then it will filter out for those things that you can safely and legally stream publicly. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go out of my search here, and I'll click on this browse option. So again, browsing gives you the opportunity to search by certain things that you are interested in. So if you wanted to search by these featured filters, or if you wanted to search by drama, you can. Let's look at suspense and thriller. There you go. You have Minority Report, Parasite, The Beast, Shaft. That's an old one. Okay, so you have some that are old, some that are new, all kinds of films here. And then you can generate lists. So you can create your own list here. So you would have your continue watching for anything that you had not finished watching. You could have that watch list, and then you can create custom playlist, right? Then you have your tickets here to let you know how many tickets you have left for the month. And you have Kanopy Kids. So there's that welcome. You can start watching. It lets you know that you are enjoying unlimited plays in the curated collection for children. And it's that same thing where you just have a few options: what's newly added, storybooks, series that the children can follow. And they have all kind of options that they can kind of get lost in, that have been deemed to be appropriate for children between the ages of 2 and 8. And it's that same thing with the browse feature. You can create lists for them as well, and then you can also search and filter the same way that you would on the other side of Kanopy. So by title, by genre, languages, do those caption languages, okay? And since you don't have to count tickets on the Kanopy Kids side, you don't have to worry about filtering for how many tickets you have left. Okay. Let's just choose an example here. Let's go to the lifelong learning list here and see what options are available. So we'll just pull up this whole option, and these are instructional. So this is more of your learning based content. See, anthropology and the study of humanity, language of the mind, the art of investing, Jane Fonda's complete workout, essential training, the Mayo Clinic diet. So you have so many options depending on what it is that you might want to learn. Curiosity stream, very interesting. Okay, so for example, I'm going to choose how to paint because I myself am a painter. So let's just choose this one. And then, like any other service, you get a little blip about the content of what you're about to watch. So this lets me know this is 5 tickets. I get access to the season for 7 days. And if I scroll down, I see that there are 24 episodes in this season. So I would get 7 days to watch 24 episodes worth of material. And it comes with supplemental material. So there are some downloadable documents that I can download to my device to supplement the lessons that go with this course. So this is actually a course. Practice painting in the company of an award-winning artist and professor. Not only will you learn how to select tools and apply techniques, but you'll develop the visual skills and muscle memory that make painting an infinitely adaptable form of artistic expression. So imagine I'm able to take a 24 module course essentially for 5 of my tickets for the month. And I still get 5 more tickets. And even if I use them all very, very quickly, I know that I'll be able to get 10 more tickets in the coming month. So I think that's really great. So there are not just movies and documentaries, but also courses as well, which is really cool. Skillshare for sure is a series of courses. So if you are interested in taking a course or even maybe building a course, you may want to come to Kanopy to see how other people have designed their courses to give you an idea of how you can develop your own. Or if you've ever wanted to take a course, but sometimes courses can be costly, you can come on to Kanopy to see what's available. And what's great about Kanopy is that they do change the collection. So they are swapping content in and out. They're getting new titles. Older titles are going away. Lesser used titles are going away the way that they would with any other streaming platform. And one other thing that I forgot to mention. So I'm going to, again, choose another example. Let's just choose a little prayer here. So again, you have your movie details here. It's an hour and a half long. It was made in 2003. You have your rating. It lets you know if it's a public performance, which that is what that means. It has closed captioning on it. It gives you 72-hour access to this movie, and it takes 2 of your tickets. Okay. If you want to add it to a watch list, you can. All right. And then for my researchers, so if anybody out there is not simply watching these films for pleasure, if you're doing an assignment, if you have any kind of research that you might be conducting, if you are a student in an academic environment and you are using your public library's Kanopy because maybe your institution's Kanopy is a little bit more limited in options. Some of the tools that are available so that you can properly cite a video that you have watched in Kanopy are here. So under details, you have your tags and your director. But if you go to share is going to give you a link to the video. It will give you the embed code, and then it will give you citation tools so that you can cite your source. If you reference this in a paper or a project or a presentation, if you're using APA, MLA, Chicago style, or Harvard style citation format, you can simply copy the text here and paste that and have that citation ready to go. Now, it is good practice to double check your citations against the format rules for whichever format you're using, whichever style that you're using. But I just wanted to point that out for those who may be doing research, that those tools are available in Kanopy as well. Okay. And then you have your playlist option if you wanted to create a playlist and add that film to your playlist. So imagine you need to watch a documentary or several documentaries. Maybe you're doing a comparative analysis on a film or a series of films that you have watched. You can use your public library Kanopy, cite those sources, and those would be legitimate sources of information for the work that you are doing, whether it's for academic purposes or professional purposes, or even your own personal professional development. Okay. And so that was Kanopy. Simple and accessible. Remember, if you don't have your public library card, go to your public library's website or give them a phone call and find out what you need to sign up for a card. Many systems also issue digital cards. So if you cannot make it into a public library branch, you may be able to simply go on their website, fill out a form, and get a library card number that will be linked to your account to use these online resources so that you can still have access even if you don't have that physical card. So there's always more than one way to do these things, and that way you can continue to have access to these resources like anyone else. Okay, so if you have any questions about Kanopy, I probably will circle back around at some point, maybe do a movie review on some of the things that I decide to watch on the platform. But if you have any recommendations, until then, drop me a comment and I'll see you all next time.